From the idiots that brung you Dumb and Dumber.
You wouldn't happen to have a Phillips head screwdriver, would you?
He's the man with the rubber hand.
Oh, creepy.
He's the Amish kid with the golden arm.
Whoa! You could be a champion.
I'm just not interested.
You suck!
Now, these two pinheads will teach each other
You just feel it. Oh.
about life in the fast lane.
You're about to embark on a great adventure.
Does anyone else want one?
I'll take a couple jugs. Mugs.
Woody Harrelson,
What have you been doing all these years?
Drinking.
Randy Quaid,
This is pretty good fun for only $2.99 a minute.
Vanessa Angel,
Get your hands off me!
and Big Bad Bill Murray. On July 26th,
Watch the door.
get your mind in the gutter.
I will pay you $1 million to sleep with your friend here.
Kingpin.
Are you still drinking?
No. I don't. That's behind me now. Why are you buying?
Welcome to the latest episode of the B Movie Club. I'm your host, Kevin. This week we'll be discussing the 1996 comedy classic Kingpin, starring Woody Harrelson, Randy Quaid, and of course Bill Murray. It's an all-star cast. For those who are joining us for the first time, each week in the B Movie Club, I discuss certain guilty pleasures and forgotten classics of the past. You can go to our page on Facebook, Original B Movie Club, give us the big thumbs up. Also go to our page on YouTube, KD9575, that's me. Subscribe, it's totally free. And don't forget to go to Twitter and follow us at the B Movie Club. You'll get all the latest updates. Anytime anything interesting happens, we'll just pass on the information to you. Please, spread the word. Let everyone know what a good time we're having here, okay? Kingpin. In this movie, Woody Harrelson plays a up-and-coming amateur bowler named Roy Munson in the 70s. He meets up with professional bowler Big Ernie McCracken, who kind of sets him down in a dark path, which ends with Woody losing his bowling hand, his right hand. Flash forward 15 years later, Woody Harrelson, Roy Munson, is a down-on-his-luck guy, quasi-employed. He sells novelty things to bowling alleys. He's got a crazy hook for a hand now. His bowling career's over. And one day, he meets a crazy Amish kid named Ishmael, who just seems like a phenom, just like Roy was back in the 70s. So he's like, I'm going to take this guy under my wing. You know, we'll enter a bowling competition, and we'll split the money. He's got this big old scheme. Now, because of the bad moments that Woody, like you call him Woody, Roy Munson has had over his life, he's very cynical. He felt he's been kind of betrayed and by circumstances and by people in his life, so now he doesn't have any qualms about basically taking advantage of this poor Amish kid who's perfectly content living the Amish lifestyle. Now he's going to drag him off to Reno for this bowling competition. But they don't have any money. Okay, Ishmael's Amish, doesn't have a lot of money. Roy Munson, like I said, is basically unemployed. So in order to make their way, they have to participate in kind of gambling, bowling exhibitions, kind of hustling. And they go and they meet this kind of shadowy figure who has his own bowling alley in his own place. But it's $1,000 a game, okay, to play him. Now, Roy and Ishmael don't have any money. They have like a $100 bill and then a bunch of like Monopoly money hidden underneath. Miraculously, Ishmael is able to beat the guy, but the evil guy discovers that they're playing with fake money, so they try to take care of him. Meanwhile, the evil guy's girlfriend is now jaded and upset with her evil boyfriend for a variety of reasons. He's not a good boyfriend. He's not just evil, he's a bad boyfriend, I guess, the moral of the story. So her name's Claudia. She joins Roy and Ishmael on their quest to Reno, having a grand old time. They finally get there and discover Big Ern, played by Bill Murray, the same bowler who set Woody on the dark path, is now back and is like a big star now in the bowling community, as we all know. So, I don't want to spoil everything. I don't want to give all the good stuff away. This movie is hilarious. There's a lot of gross stuff, as what you'd expect. This movie was directed by the Farrelly brothers, who you remember did such hits as Dumb and Dumber, There's Something About Mary, Me, Myself, and Irene. The list goes on and on. Where it's funny, but it's also kind of just gross. There's a lot of gross comedy in this, if you will. So you had Woody Harrelson playing the old, withered, former pro bowler or amateur bowler, and Randy Quaid playing the young Amish guy. And it's funny because even though Woody Harrelson's character is supposed to be much older than young Ishmael, Randy Quaid is actually 10 years older than Woody Harrelson. It's all very strange. What are you going to do? Originally, they were talking to Chris Farley to play the role of Ishmael, but he had to drop out because he had contractual obligations to be in Black Sheep. Very sad. It's a sad story. They brought in Bill Murray to play Big Ern, and notoriously, they'd give him the script. They go, here's what the scene is we're working on. He'd flip through it, kind of get the gist of the scene and ad-lib it instead. So if you watch this movie, basically everything that comes out of his mouth is a total ad-lib. And the Farrelly brothers were thrilled because what he ad-libbed was better than anything that they wrote. I don't know if that's a good thing. I don't want to tell people. I'd tell them, hey, I wrote that stuff, but that's just me. Like every scene. And another thing that was funny is Woody Harrelson is a notoriously horrible bowler. In all the times that they were bowling in this movie, he hit like maybe one strike. And in the ultimate scene in this, where it's like the final championship between Roy and Ernie, Bill Murray hits 3 strikes in a row. And that was real. Like there was no trick photography or stop motion or anything else. It was just boom, he knocks him off. So his reaction was real, and the crowd's reaction was real. So that was kind of funny. If you listen very closely, there's a scene where somebody shouts out, "You the man, Big Ern." If you listen closely, that's Will Ferrell. At that time, I think he was just starting on Saturday Night Live, was not a big star, but what can I tell you? Good times had by all. What else can I tell you about this movie? Another thing that was kind of interesting is Michael Keaton was originally considered for the Roy Munson, Woody Harrelson role, and for some reason they decided to go with Woody Harrelson, who was starting to establish himself as like a movie star. So it worked out well for everyone. If you're looking closely, there are a couple other kind of famous celebrity cameos. You see John Popper, the lead singer of Blues Traveler, is the announcer for the Reno Invitational O'Doherty's Bowling Championship, whatever it was. And then in the final credits, Blues Traveler dresses up as like Amish people and sings like the closing scenes. Also, Hall of Fame pitcher Roger Clemens plays Skidmark at the bar, the speakeasy or whatever it is, where Ishmael's dancing with the guy's girlfriend. That's Roger Clemens, who's about to go beat him up. So, good times had by all. This movie currently has a 51% rotten on Rotten Tomatoes. This is a travesty. Roger Ebert actually gave this 3.5 out of 4 stars, and Gene Siskel put it on his like top 10 movies of the year when it came out. So these guys know what's going on. Rotten Tomatoes, I don't know what the story is. It's definitely not for everyone. I always kind of run rather hot and cold with the Farrelly brothers. It took me a while to warm up to Dumb and Dumber. Some people thought Dumb and Dumber was hilarious from the first moment they saw it. Kingpin, I thought was great. and I have an interesting story. I was going to the movies, and I was going to go see A Time to Kill with Matthew McConaughey, Samuel L. Jackson, Sandra Bullock. And I don't know what happened, but I walked into the wrong theater. This is true. And it was Kingpin. And I didn't realize I was in the wrong theater until it was too late. Like, Time to Kill had started 30 minutes ago, so I was committed at this stage of the game. And I was happy I did. It was great. I think it's hilarious. Like I said, there's a lot of comedy that's kind of gross and vulgar. Not for, the church picnic, okay? Don't, on Christmas morning, don't gather the kids around and pop in Kingpins. Just a suggestion. But when it's funny, it is hilarious. This is Bill Murray at his finest. It's great. You can't beat it. Moving away from the comedy genre, next week we're going to be doing the original Mad Max, the quasi-post-apocalyptic movie starring Mel Gibson, where he plays, I guess he's a police officer, I don't know, California Highway Patrol, something like that. It's Australian. It's the whole deal. It's the original. Before he was the Road Warrior, he was Mad Max. Streaming instantly on Netflix. So as always, send me your favorite scenes, favorite quotes, comments, questions, movie suggestions, anything you want to get off your chest. You can reach me at our page on Facebook, Original B Movie Club. Also on our page on YouTube, hit subscribe, and of course follow me on Twitter at The B Movie Club. As you know, I end every episode with a totally out of context quote, and here it is. Would you mind washing off that perfume before you come back to our table? Thanks. There it is. Another one of Bill Murray's many gems from this movie. If you don't like Bill Murray, watch this movie and you will love him. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. He's brilliant. Anyway, next week, Mad Max, streaming instantly on Netflix. Thank you for joining us, and be well.